It's visually stunning.
Legend has it, this distinct performing arts center was designed over breakfast.
The shape is very unique.
The building wears a girdle and has a core that goes 6 stories underground.
Mathematically, it's undefinable.
It also has a pretty thick shell. If you live in the capital region, you know it as the anchor to the Albany skyline, the egg.
Everybody wants to see the egg.
Basically, it is a concrete orb that houses 2 theaters.
Governor Nelson A. Rockefeller conceived it, and Wallace Harrison designed it.
At some place they're eating, it's either breakfast or their lunch. And Rockefeller, who's had this tremendous desire to design architectural structures his whole life, is sitting down, and Harrison is presenting him with a model of what the Empire State Plaza is going to look like. And he describes the tall buildings, and Rockefeller likes what he sees, but he's not completely happy. Harrison presses. And at a certain point, Rockefeller takes half a grapefruit and places on the top of a creamer or a cup and says to Harrison, can you build me something that looks like this?
That was the point of the egg, to try to break up the vertical lines created by the towers.
And so this abstract structure came into existence, sculpted from the imagination over breakfast.
This is a well-built building.
Well built and cleverly constructed.
Although it looks like the building rests on top of that pedestal, the pedestal actually extends all the way through the plaza.
The weight is transferred all the way down through the core 6 stories underneath the plaza's surface. A pretty useful trick when you have some heft to you.
The shell of this building has 4.2 million pounds worth of steel in it, reinforcing the shell of the outside. That's not going to hatch anytime soon.
An egg weighing that much has to do something to keep itself under control.
The girdle that's referenced is a post-tensioned triangular-shaped beam that runs around the perimeter, and that creates compression around the structure like a hoop does to a barrel. That's what makes it work, ultimately. That girdle is a key part.
It took a special artistic touch to build the egg.
When you've seen the skyline of Albany, you know for the rest of your life what Albany is. Albany is the Empire State Plaza, and the Empire State Plaza is the egg.
But the strange form of the egg against the Albany skyline can hide its function.
We'll be driving the artists in, and they'll see the egg, and they go, oh, what's that? That's where you're playing tonight, and they don't believe it till they get in.
The building is another form of sculpture. The structural system itself is actually the architecture. It's the art form that we see here. We interact with this artwork by being in it.
The egg isn't unique because of the art in and around it, but because it is a work of art itself, from its peculiar conception through its engineering to how we culturally bring it to life ourselves.